Mariel National Park, a jewel of South Africa, is not just a renowned tourist destination for its raw natural beauty. It is a sanctuary of astonishing biodiversity. Here, hundreds of rare flora and fauna coexist, weaving a complex and balanced ecosystem. The sprawling grasslands serve not only as a rich food source for herbivores, but also as a dramatic stage for the intense hunts of apex predators. And on that particular evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the vast sky in fiery hues, a family of tigers moved silently across the golden plains. Unlike the large prides of lions, tigers typically lead solitary lives or form smaller groups. However, in our tale, we will witness an extraordinary bond. Leading the way was a magnificent male tiger, his black stripes stark against his vibrant orange coat. His gait was regal, confident, exuding the aura of a sovereign. Trailing closely behind were 5 tigresses, their every step fluid and alert. Their eyes, sharp as daggers, ceaselessly scanned their surroundings, seeking any trace of prey. In this unforgiving natural world, each breath, each stride holds potential danger, and the instinct for survival reigns supreme. I have always been captivated by the enigmatic beauty and latent power of tigers. Unlike the overt majesty of lions, tigers possess a quiet yet deadly allure. The stripes adorning their fur are not merely perfect camouflage but also a natural masterpiece. Observing a tiger move through its wild domain evokes a feeling of both trepidation and reverence, as if witnessing a dance of life and death. As the tigers ventured deeper into the dense forest, the male tiger abruptly halted. His keen sense of smell had detected an unfamiliar scent, an aroma alien to the usual natural tapestry of this land. With the inherent caution of a great cat, he separated from his family and silently stalked towards the origin of this strange odor. In a fleeting moment of inattention, a cold snap echoed through the still night. A steel trap, a cruel instrument designed to ensnare large animals like rhinos, sprang shut with terrifying force, clamping down on the powerful male tiger's leg. The sound of metal grinding into flesh was gruesome, followed immediately by a heart-wrenching roar that tore through the darkness. The 5 tigresses were startled by the sudden noise. They instantly turned back, racing towards their leader. In the fading twilight, their eyes gleamed with panic and profound anxiety. Witnessing such a formidable creature ensnared by an inanimate trap filled my heart with a deep sense of sorrow. The helplessness was palpable in every strained movement of the trapped tiger as he desperately tried to break free from the cruel device. It is truly agonizing to contemplate the ruthlessness of poachers. They lay these deadly snares, not only inflicting unimaginable pain upon innocent creatures, but also jeopardizing the delicate balance of entire ecosystems. These traps are indiscriminate, claiming lives and inflicting irreparable wounds without regard for species or age. The male tiger growled in agony, exerting all his strength to wrench his leg free from the vicious trap. But each desperate struggle only tightened the snare, its sharp, serrated edges digging deeper into his flesh, blood beginning to seep and stain his vibrant orange fur crimson. His powerful roars gradually devolved into weak, desperate whimpers of helplessness and despair. Yet, what moved me deeply was the reaction of the 5 tigresses. They did not abandon their companion. They encircled the trapped male, gently nudging him, licking his bleeding wounds, as if trying to offer comfort and transmit strength to their injured leader. In the harsh reality of the wild, familial bonds and the unity of the group often prove to be the most extraordinary forces, enabling them to overcome formidable challenges. Time relentlessly marched on. The sun completely vanished below the horizon, and darkness enveloped the Mariel forest. The male tiger lay still, his breathing growing shallow, his strength seemingly depleted. But the 5 tigresses remained steadfastly by his side. They did not leave. They formed a protective ring around their fallen leader, ready to confront any danger that might emerge from the night. The scene was both tragic and a testament to an extraordinary inner strength and fierce loyalty, a vivid illustration of the power of unity in the natural world. As night fully descended, the only sounds were the whispering wind through the leaves and the chirping of insects. Suddenly, another sound pierced the stillness of the night, the distant hum of a car engine. It was Cabello, a dedicated ranger of Mariel National Park. After a long day of patrol, he was on his way back to the station. Cabello was always diligent and responsible. He made it a habit to conduct one final check before ending his shift, ensuring everything was safe and no unusual activity had occurred in his assigned area. And it was this very conscientiousness that was about to save a life. As Cabello's vehicle passed through the area where the tigers were gathered, he heard a faint, weak growl carried on the night air. A gut feeling told him something was wrong. Cabello immediately stopped his car, turned off the engine, and listened intently. The pained growl came again, clearer this time, guiding him towards a horrifying discovery. Under the weak beam of his headlights, Cabello saw the massive male tiger ensnared in the cruel steel trap. Circling him were 5 tigresses, their eyes gleaming with worry and suspicion as they watched the arrival of the stranger. Instantly, Cabello recognized the trap for what it was: a rhino snare, a barbaric tool set by heartless poachers. A cold dread washed over Cabello. It was now fully dark, and he knew precious time was slipping away. Returning to the center to call for reinforcements would take too long, and in that time, the poachers could return to check their trap and kill the tiger. With a resolute determination to save the king of the jungle, Cabello made the courageous decision to act immediately. Cabello understood the immense danger of the situation. He stood alone, facing an entire family of distressed tigers who could turn aggressive at any moment to protect their leader. He cautiously prepared his tranquilizer gun, but after a moment of reflection, he lowered it. Using the gun could endanger all the tigers, and in this delicate situation, calmness and compassion might be his best allies. He slowly stepped out of his vehicle, raising both hands to show he meant no harm. He approached the tigers gradually, one step at a time. The 5 tigresses growled warily, low rumbles that held a clear threat. Yet, they remained still, observing the stranger's movements with cautious eyes. Remarkably, the trapped male tiger seemed to sense the arrival of someone who wanted to help. His pained whimpers subsided, and he appeared to try and remain still, as if awaiting rescue. Sweat beaded on Cabello's forehead and back. He knew he was treading a dangerous path, but his compassion and his deep respect for the wild drove him forward. He set aside the tranquilizer gun, deciding to attempt to disarm the cruel trap himself, despite the considerable risk. As Cabello drew closer, he could see the gruesome wound on the tiger's leg. It was swollen and bleeding profusely, a testament to the agonizing grip of the trap. He took a deep breath, trying to steady his trembling hands. He spoke softly, soothing words, even though he knew the tigers wouldn't understand his language, hoping his gentle tone might somehow ease their anxiety. His fingers touched the cold, unyielding steel of the trap. It was clamped shut with tremendous force, its serrated jaws digging mercilessly into the tiger's flesh. The chain of the trap was tightly wound around the powerful leg, further complicating the task of freeing him. Cabello exerted all his strength, trying to pry open the rigid joints of the trap. Time seemed to stand still, each passing second a precious eternity for the suffering tiger. The male tiger occasionally hissed in pain, but he endured, making no aggressive moves towards Cabello. 4 of the 5 tigresses seemed to want to move closer, perhaps to assist, but the lead tigress let out a low growl, holding them back. Her gaze remained fixed on Cabello, a strange mixture of suspicion and, could it be trust? After what felt like an eternity, nearly 15 agonizing minutes of wrestling with the unyielding metal, with a final, strained effort, the trap sprang open. The instant he was free, the male tiger let out a powerful roar, a primal sound of relief that echoed through the forest. He attempted to stand, but his injured leg buckled beneath him. Cabello quickly retrieved his first aid kit from the car, rushing back to the tiger's side. He carefully disinfected the wound, using cotton swabs to gently wipe away the blood. The 5 tigresses watched his every move with an almost unbelievable stillness. As he bandaged the injured leg, Cabello silently cursed the cruel poachers who had laid this deadly snare. He worked with utmost care, trying to minimize any further pain to the magnificent creature. Once the bandage was in place, Cabello decided to administer a mild stimulant to help the tiger recover more quickly. The needle pricked the skin lightly, and the tiger flinched but remained surprisingly calm. He seemed to understand that this human was trying to help. The last vestiges of daylight faded, and a cold wind swept through the forest, urging Cabello to hasten. After the injection, he quickly packed his tools and returned to his vehicle. The adrenaline was still coursing through his veins, his heart pounding with a mixture of excitement and relief. He glanced back at the male tiger, who was now lying still, his leg carefully bandaged. About 10 minutes passed, and the medicine began to take effect. The male tiger stirred slightly, then slowly pushed himself to his feet. He moved unsteadily, testing his injured leg. Immediately, the 5 tigresses approached, surrounding their leader. An audible sigh of relief seemed to ripple through the entire family as they witnessed their companion's first tentative steps. Cabello watched from a safe distance, ensuring everything was all right. The male tiger turned his head, looking directly at Cabello with an unexpectedly calm gaze. In that brief moment, Cabello felt an invisible connection form between him and the wild beast. It lasted only a few short seconds, but it was enough to warm his heart. Cabello nodded a silent farewell to the tigers and gently retreated to his car. The sound of the engine starting broke the stillness of the night. He drove away from the area, not forgetting to glance back at the tigers one last time. The entire family stood motionless, watching the vehicle until it disappeared into the darkness. The sunset's memory faded, and the Mariel forest was plunged into a quiet night. From that day forward, the memory of rescuing the tigers remained etched in Cabello's heart. Every afternoon on his return patrol, he would pass by the place where the incident had occurred. He often stopped for a moment, listening to the rustling wind and the familiar sounds of the African bush. Then, one day in the distance, he caught a glimpse of the male tiger. It didn't approach too closely but clearly watched his vehicle. The 4 tigresses were also visible behind the bushes, alert but showing no aggression. A smile spread across Cabello's face. He recognized the magnificent male he had helped. The following day, the same thing happened. The male tiger followed Cabello's car for about 5 kilometers and then stopped, a silent gesture of peace. He quietly observed the vehicle before disappearing into the dense undergrowth. Cabello believed this was the tiger's way of expressing gratitude. Gradually, this silent acknowledgement became a special ritual. Every day, Cabello felt a profound sense of joy seeing the tiger's trusting eyes, a testament to the magical bond that can exist between humans and animals. It deepened his love for nature and reinforced his commitment to his vital work of conservation. Dear friend, thank you for taking the time to follow this moving story. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to support us in bringing you more inspiring tales from the incredible world of nature. Let us all work together to protect these precious wild creatures and the vital green spaces of our planet.